first light of morning spills gently across the sea. The air is cool, tinged with salt and a quiet kind of relief. The night is over. The ship is safe in the harbor. And for the first time in many nights, the great beam of the lighthouse is still. You step outside, feeling the wooden boards beneath your feet, still damp from the night air. The sky is painted in soft gold and pale rose, and the ocean, once shrouded in mist, now lies open before you. It is beautiful, but strangely, you feel an emptiness in the quiet. Your duty is done. The storm is past. And now, there is only the sound of the waves and the question that lingers in your heart. What comes next? The Six of Swords appears. From the corner of your mind, a quiet image begins to take shape. A small boat gliding over calm water. A figure sits at the front, head bowed, while another rows steadily toward a distant shore. This is the Six of Swords. In the tarot, it speaks of passage, of leaving behind the restless waves and finding waters that no longer hurt to cross. It is not an escape. It is a choice to move away from what has been heavy and toward what might finally feel light. For you, Cancer, the Six of Swords is a mirror of your own heart. You have stood so long as the keeper of the light, but now it is time to step into the boat yourself, to let the tide carry you instead of standing still against it. It is a quiet journey, but one that promises peace. The moment to leave, you stand at the base of the lighthouse. Your hand rests against the cold stone, the same stone you have touched 1,000 times before. It has been your home, your watchtower, your anchor in the storms. But today, the air feels different. Not because you no longer belong here, but because your heart whispers, you have done enough. It is a strange feeling to step away from a place that has defined you. The world beyond the shore feels vast, uncertain, yet something deep inside stirs a quiet pull toward the horizon. You realize guiding others was never the end of your journey. It was only the beginning. And now, it is time to follow the path the sea has kept for you all along. Not as the lighthouse keeper, but as the traveler, the morning sea. The first light of dawn spills across the water, soft, golden, almost shue. The sea is calm today, as if it too is holding its breath, watching you. Waves roll in slowly, their edges curling with silver foam, like lace unraveling at the hem of the world. You step closer, and the cool mist kisses your skin. In that moment, you feel the quiet promise of beginnings, not the loud, rushing kind, but the kind that hums deep in your bones, a steady reminder that life moves forward, even when you stand still. Somewhere far out there, a gull cries into the open sky, and its voice feels like an invitation. You know the journey ahead won't be easy, but it will be yours. Stepping onto the boat, your hand brushes against the small pouch at your side. Inside, the familiar shape of a single tarot card rests against your fingertips. You pull it out slowly, and there it is, the Chariot. Its image catches the morning light, glinting like a secret only you can read. This is the card of movement, of courage, of choosing your own direction, even when the currents try to pull you elsewhere. You hold it close for a moment, feeling its weight, and the way it steadies your heartbeat. The boat waits for you at the water's edge, tied loosely, as if it knows it was never meant to stay here forever. Your foot touches the worn wooden plank, and the soft creak beneath you feels like the first word of a new chapter. The air is different now, brighter, sharper, full of the scent of salt and promise. You don't look back, because the moment you step inside, the tide shifts and the journey begins. Into the open sea. The oars dip into the water, and each pull sends a ripple outward, like a heartbeat spreading across the ocean's skin. The shore behind you grows smaller, until it is nothing more than a faint line, a memory drawn in soft watercolor. Ahead, there is only blue. Blue above, blue below. A vast mirror, reflecting the part of you that is brave enough to leave the known behind. The waves are gentle at first, whispering like old friends who wish you well. But even in their kindness, you feel their power, that quiet reminder that you are small, yet still moving forward. Your hands tighten around the oars. The rhythm of rowing becomes a prayer, not the kind spoken aloud, but the kind carved deep into the bones, where hope and fear meet in the same breath. You glance at the chariot card resting beside you, its edges catching light with every sway of the boat. It feels like it's speaking without words, not promising that the sea will be calm, but that you will know how to steer through it. The first sign. The sea has been quiet for hours. Just the steady creak of the boat, the soft splash of the oars, and the sound of your own breathing. Then, it happens. A flash of silver beneath the surface. Another, and another. Suddenly, the water around you stirs. A school of fish, their scales glinting like shards of moonlight, dancing just beneath your boat. You pause, oars lifted in the air, watching them move as one, fluid, effortless, a living constellation in the deep. It feels like a message, not in words, but in movement. A reminder that even in this vast, uncertain ocean, life is here, beauty is here, and you are not as alone as you think. The chariot card shifts slightly with the rocking of the boat, its image catching your eye again. You realize, perhaps signs don't come to tell you where to go. Sometimes, they come to remind you that you're already on the right path. You let the oars rest for a moment, allowing the boat to drift with the gentle current, soaking in the quiet magic of this encounter. The turning sky? The horizon begins to change. At first, it's subtle, a thin ribbon of gold melting into the pale blue. Then, the colors deepen, amber, crimson, violet. It's beautiful, but there's something else beneath it. A quiet tension, like the air is holding its breath. The wind shifts, carrying the scent of rain, and the gentle ripples on the water begin to sharpen into restless waves. You feel it in your chest, that old familiar rhythm of anticipation and uncertainty. The kind you've felt before life has tested you. The chariot card glows faintly in the waning light, its figure still charging forward, undaunted. And you remember, the chariot's power isn't in avoiding the storm, but in moving through it with will steady and spirit unshaken. Your fingers tighten on the oars. You don't know exactly what's coming, but you can sense it's close. And yet, instead of fear, a strange calm begins to settle inside you. Because maybe this is exactly the moment you've been preparing for all along. Through the storm, it starts with a single, deep roar, the kind that seems to rise from the very bones of the sea. The sky, once a tapestry of gold and violet, now folds into heavy gray. Waves swell like living giants, their shadows stretching long across your path. Rain lashes your skin, cold and unyielding. Every stroke of the oars feels heavier now, as if the ocean itself is testing your will. And in the midst of chaos, a flash of light. Not lightning, but the faint, unwavering glow of the star in your mind's eye. You remember her promise, that even in the darkest night, there is always a pinpoint of hope. You breathe it in, and with each inhale, you find a new rhythm. Your boat crests another towering wave, and for a moment, the entire ocean opens before you. Wild, endless, magnificent. The chariot rides alongside you in spirit, its horses galloping through spray and wind, not retreating, not yielding. And you realize the storm is not here to break you. It's here to show you the depth of your own strength, the shore of light. The storm recedes, not with sudden silence, but with a gentle fading, as if the sea itself has sighed and let go. Clouds pass slowly, revealing a sky washed clean, painted in soft pinks and shimmering gold. Your boat glides now, the oars moving almost effortlessly, as if the ocean has shifted from opponent to guide. And there, on the horizon, a strip of land bathed in warm light. Not just safety, not just shelter, but a place that feels like home. The lighthouse stands tall, its beams sweeping over the waves, steady and sure. It calls to you, not as a savior, but as a reminder that you have always carried this light within yourself. You step ashore, feet sinking into soft sand, the salt air filling your lungs with promise. The star glimmers overhead, and in that glow, you hear the chariot's whisper. You have crossed the waters, not to escape who you are, but to become who you were always meant to be. And so you walk forward, not afraid of the next storm, because you now understand the sea will rise, the winds will howl, but your light will never be lost.